Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Lukenosis Hypnosis. I came up with a term a few weeks ago. Actually, I'm lying. I didn't come up with a term. It's a term that I got from somewhere else, and I'm stealing it. I can't remember who it was though. But it's a great term, and the term was trauma dump. Term was trauma dump. And what is a trauma dump? Have you ever been having a decent day, a good day, a happy day, everything's going well, and you have a chat with a friend, a colleague, perhaps a stranger, and then suddenly you leave that conversation and you feel like crap? I mean, nothing's changed in your situation, life, health, wealth, career. You haven't lost a bunch of money, you haven't broken an arm, someone hasn't passed away. You've just left a conversation with someone and you feel kind of icky. You feel like kind of sticky. You feel a bit like that movie Ghostbusters where the green monster Slimer, or Ghost, he slimes everyone. I just feel like, ugh. But nothing's happened in your objective world. Your life was just as good as it was before the conversation. Yet undeniably, you still kind of feel like, oof. What was that? Why do I feel so bad? Trauma dump. All right, people do it. Most people do it unconsciously and they're not aware, and I'm sure some people are aware of doing it, but it's where someone just dumps all their trauma on you. They just slime all over you, metaphorically, hopefully not physically. Maybe it's the conversation, maybe it's just it's an energy that you don't like, but you can't logically put your finger on what this is. You don't feel good and you leave it. They trauma dumped you, i.e. they slimed all over you, at least energetically. Okay, it happens all the time. I used to be feeling pretty good, right? I'd leave my apartment, I'd be walking around, and then for no particular reason I just feel bad. And again, nothing in my objective reality, nothing in my life had shifted in that 5 minutes from leaving my apartment to walking outside. And after a while, I started to think, is this me? Well, it is me, sure. But it's always you. It's always me. However, why is this happening at certain times? But my life hasn't got any worse than it was 5 minutes ago. But why do I feel so bad? And I couldn't put my finger on it. It wasn't a logical thing. It was an energetic thing, but I just didn't have the words for it. Now I do. Trauma dump. Okay? It can be in a conversation with somebody. It can just be around. Have you ever been like in an elevator, or you've been at a bar, you've been in a situation, and you've just been close to someone, right? And perhaps you haven't even had a conversation with them. And it's not a logical thing about I like this person, I dislike this person, but you just get a visceral feeling, a visceral sensation that, oof, I haven't heard them speak. I need to get away from this person, this energy, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's weird, but I need to get away from it because I don't know what it is about them. I just don't feel good. They're trauma dumping you, at least energetically. So not only can it be done verbally in conversations, oh, let me tell you how bad my life is, let me tell you about all the bad things happen to you, right? As a change worker and, put counsellors, psychotherapists, psychiatrists, medical doctors in this, they hear a lot of people's negativity and stuff that's going on. We have to protect ourselves as change worker. That's why one of the things I tell my clients immediately is I'm not a counsellor, I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I've already chatted with them on the phone, so I know why they're there. They've filled out a questionnaire. Then I tell them, we're not talking about your problem anymore. Because if talking about it worked, you would be healed right now. But you're not, because you're in front of me. They're like, yeah, that makes sense, Luke. I've talked to therapists for years about it, and it hasn't gone away. So it's for them to break the loop of telling the story and staying in the victimhood story. And we've all got our victimhood story, so I'm not picking on anyone, all right? However, it's also to protect me, because of all the clients I work with all the problems you can imagine, and all the problems you really don't want to imagine that I work with people about. I'm very sensitive to energy, so I need to protect myself. So if I'm working with this client and I've got this client next, I can't bring any energy, potentially that I may have picked up by proxy, even over Zoom, from this client into this session, because it's going to make me less effective for my client and potentially contaminate the whole change, therapeutic, for want of a better word, relationship. So not only for you, but also for me to be effective, I have to be very, very careful of this, okay? So where in your life are you being trauma dumped? Is it certain people? Is it certain relatives? Is it certain friends that you're doing good, but then suddenly you're around them and just feel, bad for no reason? It's hard to put your finger on it. It's just like an energy thing. Then it may be time to consider some new family members, or considering limiting your time with them or those friends or those people, or only see them in certain situations. If you notice there's certain physical places that you go to where you're walking down and you're as happy as Larry, or the female equivalent down the street, happy, fine, and then suddenly you just feel bad. Notice areas like that. Notice there's certain areas you just go to and you're like, it's like something, like I got possessed with a weird, icky, slimy energy. I don't like it. I feel bad. Identify those in your life and perhaps get to your destination, if you have to go there, different ways without having to pass through that street, that road, that shop, whatever that place is. And or if you can do business or whatever it was that was taking you around that area somewhere else, perhaps find another way of doing it, because you, yes, you, I'm looking at you, have to protect your mental health. I'm not going to be there to protect you, right? No one is. You have to protect your mental health, sure. Your emotional health, absolutely. Your physical health, yeah. But also your energetic health, right? When you've got a physical problem, you go to your doctor. Oftentimes they can identify what's going on. A psychological problem, emotional problem, psychiatrist, counsellor, hypnotist. But energetically, who's working at you energetically on that level? Your doctor's not going to help you with that. Your counsellor's not going to help you with that. Your psychotherapist is not going to help you with that. Your life coach isn't going to help you with that. Your bog standard hypnotist isn't going to help you with that. I can help you with that, because I do a lot of crazy but cool stuff that can not only hypnotize you, but show you how to harness your energy, to protect your energy, so those vampires around, or those trauma dumpers can't dump on you anymore, where we can effectively build a firewall around your unconscious, around your energy body, if you will, to prevent that from hurting you or affecting you, so you can operate at a higher level. If you're interested, you will find in fact that there's a link either above me or below me to the screening call, where you can book it, we can have a chat, and I can see if I can help you protect yourself. I've been Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Lukenosis Hypnosis. Protect yourself. Always believe.